Welcome back everyone, this is GTA Failure, and in this video we're going to take a long and detailed look at almost every tab of the shared Google Sheet that's associated with this video series. So let's just jump in, shall we? First of all, some of these sheets I just straight up copied and pasted from other sources online, and in cell A1 I always give credit to wherever I got the sheet if I did that. So for example, this sheet and many others, the very colorful, very nicely made sheets are just copied from It's Eno on Reddit, and there's the direct link to their work, their sheet. So let's take a look at the Perfection tab first. So Perfection is, in some sense, the ultimate goal for a completionist looking to do like everything in this game, everything that counts for credit as far as the game maker is concerned. So let's take a quick look at each of these tasks, and then we'll expand on them later on in this video. So you need to ship one of every crop and foraged item, and details on that are in the All Items tab, which is big enough to have its own video. That'll be the next video in this series. You need to build all 4 obelisks, again, details in the All Items tab. You need to build a gold clock, which costs just 10 million gold. That would be a steal at double the price. You got to complete all of the monster eradication goals. We'll see the monsters tab in this video. You need to get maximum hearts with every villager. We'll take a look at the friendship tab in this video. You need to reach level 10 in all 5 skills. You need to find all of the star drops. The guide is below. We'll take a look at that soon. You have to cook every recipe at least once, details in the cooking tab. You have to craft every item at least once, details in the crafting tab. You have to catch every fish, including the legendary fish, details in the fishing tab, and then you have to find every golden walnut, details here in this orange section to the right. So let's take a look at the star drops. So here are the kind of names or main locations of the star drops, and here are some important notes on what you need to do to acquire each star drop, but you got to get them all. 130 golden walnuts in total, available on the island, Ginger Island, and again a description of like where each one is. And so for example, if you have found the one at the hidden path bent tree, you put a little Y there and say, yep, I got that one. And then if you get the one on the volcano, yep, I got that one too. And here you go, some live spreadsheet editing for you. This is super exciting, centered, brilliant. Okay, cool there. All right, and so you can see lots of golden walnuts to find, all of them listed here for you to check off one at a time. Okay, next tab is the miscellaneous tab, which I made a video for already. That was the previous video in this series. I've already looked at the daily plan tab. We've got another video based on this one. Check that one out. It's earlier in this series. The all items tab is so massive and so monstrous, it's going to get its own video. That'll be the next video in this series. Let's take a look at the bundles list. So the bundles are things that you complete by collecting specific items and bringing them to the community center. So for example, the summer foraging bundle is in the crafts room, and you need to deposit 1 grape and 1 spice berry and 1 sweet pea, and all of those things are acquired by foraging in the summer. You need 3 items in total. Sometimes you don't need all of them, you just need some subset of them. And so once you get the grape and the spice berry deposited, you put a Y there, and if you get the sweet pea, you put it in there. You don't need to get them in the order they're listed. And once you've done all 3 of those, you'll get a reward, summer seeds times 30, woohoo. And once you complete all of the things in the crafts room, which is the spring, summer, fall, winter foraging, and also construction and exotic foraging. But once you complete all of those bundles, you will unlock the quarry, which is a whole new section of the game. So the Ys that you're seeing here are the things that I completed in the video play series that you're watching. So I've actually, as I'm making this video, I've already played the entirety of the first season of the game, and those videos exist, and I filled in the spreadsheet already. And so I completed the spring foraging bundle. I threw 1 common mushroom in here, but I don't have any of the other fall foraging there. And I got a couple of the winter things, completed the construction, completed the exotic. I put Ys here, which is kind of misleading because it turns out you only need to get 5 of however many items there are here. And so I got my 5, and then I just put Ys in to let me know that I don't need to get any more of the things in this collection. Just scrolling down, you can see more Ys, more completed bundles, more partially completed bundles. But anyway, that's what these things are. For the fish, there's details here about like where you catch them, like in the river, and what hours, if it's specific hours, and what seasons, summer and spring, and what kind of weather is required if they require weather. So lots of collecting to do, completing the community center, all the bundles. It's a massive, massive project. It takes like real time, but also in-game time, because many of the things are season specific, so you have to wait to get through your first full year in order to have a chance to see all of these items. Okay, so that is the bundles tab. Moving right along, here's the calendar. The dates are all listed out here: spring, summer, fall, winter, and for example, on spring 4 is Kent's birthday. So probably, if you're interested in improving your social, your friendship skills with each of the villagers, then you go find Kent on spring 4 and give him a gift that he really likes or really loves, and you'll get a massive friendship point boost for that. That said, Kent is kind of a special character in that he doesn't show up until I think spring 1 of the second year. So the first birthday is Lewis, and if you follow my video series and the daily plan, I will tell you, hey, it's Lewis's birthday today on the 7th. Let's go give him a golden parsnip if we have one, some high quality parsnip. Vincent really likes snails and cakes, so we're going to give him one of those. And then not just the birthdays are listed here, but also the special days. So the egg festival is on the 13th. The flower dance is on the 24th, and so there's stuff to do, extra special stuff to do on the days of the festival, luau, things like that. Also restrictions in that none of the shops are open, and there are certain areas of the game that are not accessible all day long. Okay, that's the calendar. The chests. So I recommend building 37 chests and color coding them according to my scheme here, and then putting these items in this chest in row number 1, and these items in this chest in row number 1, and the farming things in the next chest, then a blank space, then put the animal products here. You can see the chests all laid out just like this, and that particular layout corresponds to this collection of chest colors and organizational things, like items that go into each chest. So, of course, you're welcome to do your own thing, but anyway, this could be a good starting point for you if you're interested. Okay, moving on to the cooking tab. So here's an alphabetical listing of all of the items that can be cooked, and to get the perfect rating, you need to cook at least one of each of them. And so the Y's are the things that I cooked in my spring video series that you're going to watch coming up. But you can see lots of things that I haven't cooked yet because I don't have the ingredients yet, or because I haven't even unlocked the recipe yet. But just keep putting Y's every time you cook one of those items. Here is the list of all the things that are craftable, and to get the perfect rating, you need to craft at least one of everything. And so you can see the Y's that I put in here, or the things that I've crafted, and then it also tells you what you need to do in order to unlock the recipe. So for example, you can unlock the gate from the very beginning of the playthrough. That is available once you have the resources required. I think it's, I don't know, wood to make the gate. But for example, you can't build the geode crusher until you complete Clint's special order quest. You can't make a glowstone ring until you've reached level 4 in mining skill. So that's how you get the recipes, and then you got to craft everything. All right, here's a list of the eventual tasks. You unlock the desert. I actually did this in the playthrough that you're going to watch, and then some follow-up tasks over here, some of which I did, most of which I couldn't do. But many of the things in these eventual tasks are intended for, like, kind of mid or later game type things. So I really didn't do much else in the rest of this eventually tab. Didn't unlock the greenhouse or the sewers or the witch's hut or the quarry or the bug lair or the witch's swamp or Ginger Island. But as I continue to play through the game after I finish this video series here, this is just a reminder for me for things that I can work on to continue to unlock new areas in the game. Okay, here is a collection of all of the fish. You need to catch at least one of every fish in order to get the perfect rating. So here, for example, are the spring fish, alphabetical, well, not quite alphabetical here, but in any event, I put a Y every time I caught one of these things. So you can see in this video series, I caught all of the spring fish, except for the legendary fish, which doesn't become available until you get to level 10 fishing, which I was not at. I caught all of the crab pot fish, but I only caught one of the summer fish because I did play Summer 1 in this video series. It's the last video in the series. So caught one pike and put a Y right there. Didn't get any fall fish. I didn't get any winter fish because I haven't played that far. There are some fish that are only available in some special areas. So for example, I caught a ghost fish in the mines and a sandfish in the desert pond. And the night market is a festival. I think it's in the winter. And so these fish are only available at that time. Okay, that's the fishing tab. Moving on. Where are we going here? Monsters. Nope. Friendship. Okay, so here's a list of all the NPCs that you can become friends with, and you cannot date this group of folks. And here are the NPCs. Wait, I have that backwards. no, you can date this group of folks right here. And here's the group of NPCs that you cannot date, and they have slightly different friendship goals. So if you do nice things for an NPC, like talk to them or give them a gift, then their friendship with you increases. Like there's actually a numerical value associated with your friendship with each character, and if you get enough points, 250, then you get a visual representation of your friendship level with a heart. Every 250 points, you get a new heart. And the not dateable people have a maximum of 10 hearts. And once you achieve that maximum of 10 hearts, then you can ignore them for the rest of the game and the hearts will not decrease. But if you ignore folks that don't have the maximum hearts, like you don't talk to them for a long time or do something mean to them, then you get this decay thing, and the points that you have with them start to decrease. So trying to get everybody to maximum 10 hearts here. The dateable folks, you only need to get to a maximum of 8 before the decay stops, and you do need to reach these maximums with everybody in order to get a perfect rating. I didn't put anything here. I don't know what I was intending with this spreadsheet when I made it, but for example, in my video playthrough, I had 5 hearts with Pam at the end of that first season, and so you could put the numbers that you got there, or maybe you just wait until you reach 10 and then you put a 10 anytime you get to the maximum hearts with somebody. Okay, that's the friendship. Here's the monsters tab. In order to complete like Gil's monster eradication goals, you need to kill 1,000 slimes, you need to kill 150 void spirits. All these items, all these enemies are available in the mines, I think. And let me tell you, this is a big time commitment to kill this many of each of them. I just put a done here. I wasn't close to being done with any of them, but there is a place you can go in the game where it tells you how many of each things you have completed. And so then you'll know when you're done if you just keep checking out that piece of paper that's hanging on a wall in the Adventurers Guild. So keep track of your monster eradications. Here's a list of all the things you need to donate to the museum, many minerals and many artifacts. You got to donate one of everything. And so I put a Y anytime I donated a new item to the museum. And you can see we made good progress here, and there's plenty more to collect. The Notes tab was kind of a last-minute invention for me here. It says the intention is to give the gamer a place to put notes to themselves for things that they want to remember to do at some specific or general time in the future. And so, for example, maybe you type something like, I accidentally cooked an eel that I needed for another purpose, so I have to catch an extra eel at the ocean after 4 p.m. on a rainy day next spring or summer. In fact, I might have done this in the video play series that you're going to watch coming up, and kicked myself for doing that. And it was very late in the spring, and so I didn't even have a chance to go catch another eel to make up for the one that I accidentally used. Like I had caught specifically 3 eels because that's the minimum number I needed for my purposes for completion's sake. And I used one of them, and I didn't mean to use that one. So here's a note for me, and as I continue playing the game off video, I'll look here and I'll say, oh, right, I gotta catch one of these things in the summer. Okay, and just as I'm talking through this, I realize that eel is not a spring-summer fish, it's a spring-fall fish. So I actually have to wait until the fall before I get to make up for the mistake I made late in the spring. Okay, so feel free to put in notes here. If you want to be super organized, you can, like make a spring tab, and then right in here is where you put all the tasks for the next spring, and then you can make a summer tab here, and then you put some stuff in there. Okay, so hopefully that'll be useful to some of you. I'm not sure. I think it'll be useful to me. All right, so that's the notes, and then finally the last tab here is the list of quests. In order to get a completion, a perfect rating in the game, you need to complete every quest, and so here are a list of all the quests in some order. I don't know what order it is. I just copied this one from this Reddit user. And so there's certain gifts associated with each task, and then here are the requirements, things that you need. So if you want to get credit for the raising animals quest, you need to build a coop, and building a coop requires these specific resources. And so I put a Y over here as soon as I completed that quest. And so you can see I've done these quests right here, and I have not done any of these quests here. The quests, sometimes they just show up in your mailbox. Sometimes they sorry about that. Sometimes they show up on the bulletin board on the wall outside the general store, Pierre's General Store, and I think probably some of them show up other times as well. So that is it for the Quest tab, and that is it for this shared Google Sheet, except for the All Items tab, which I will explain in gory detail in the very next video of this series. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.